I am at the wonderful Adelaide Central Market. Now, if you have not been here, it is an absolute gem of South Australia and it should be on your must-visit list when you come to Adelaide. I am with Valerie Henbest from Smelly Cheese. She is the queen of cheese in South Australia. Not only is this possibly one of the best stalls in the Central Market, but Valerie is also the person that has introduced Adelaide and a lot of Australia to some of the best cheeses in the world. So this is an honour for us today to be able to pair our wines with her remarkable cheeses. Valerie, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mary. The honor is very much on my side as well. I feel so blessed to be able to do that with you, Mary. So
we are lucky because we both share a real interest in the sensory side of food and wine, and there is so much to discover. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
We have done a bit of homework, haven't we?
Didn't we ever?
Yes.
Absolutely. We want it to be like, seamless and absolutely the perfect pairings, because I think it's part of the fun, isn't it? To really understand how wine and cheese get together and how they can enhance one another. And I think we managed that pretty well. So
this is the Loose Cannon Fiano. Fiano is a great variety that I'm mad about because it's just so good for the way our climate is changing a little bit, which we can talk about later. But as Valerie said, it's quite a dark art putting wine and cheese together. Not everything loves to tango together. So we found that it was an interesting exercise to see what loves each other, what's just kind of like, it's a marriage, but it's dull, versus we have chemistry, baby.
Yeah, we had lots of that. So it was fun because the first cheese is the Camembert, and as you can see, it's creamy, what you can't smell, unfortunately, and I hope you manage that. But it's very earthy, mushroomy, complex, and we needed something that really embraced that, cut through at the same time as elevating the flavor profile of the cheese.
Yeah.
And I think the Fiano just did.
It does because it's got really great acidity, this wine, and so it marries well with the fat in this particular Camembert. It just this worked beautifully. I love that mushroom flavour. Such a delicious.
No, that's delicious, and I see that sort of adds fruity characteristic in a very earthy, fairly savoury cheese. So suddenly you have an extra layer of something.
It brings a fruitiness, I think,
it does.
To the mouth.
The market is closed. There's a little bit of cleaning happening here and there, so it's very rustic and organic, but welcome to the
It's a working market, huh? All right, on to
So
our
that's
next
worked.
wine.
The next one,
We are pairing with the Floozie, a rosé. Now this rosé is made from our home in McLaren Vale. It's a very Mediterranean climate down there, and so things like Grenache and Sangiovese grow particularly well. And this is what this is. It's a blend of Sangiovese and Grenache. It's got a beautiful salmon pink colour. Cherry wood and cherries are part of the variety, as is a bit of fresh raspberry. But it's dry, it's super dry. So what do we put this one with, Valerie?
welcome summer. So this one we tried a few things, and it's interesting because there's lots of things that it wasn't love at first sight, so we had to try again. But we eventually managed to stumble upon a very delicate cheese from Italy made with 3 different types of milk: cow's milk, goat's milk, sheep's milk. It's called Castelbelbo, and we are fans here. It's just, the 3 milk is a little bit like, when you blend wines and varietals, like it's an assemblage. And every milk brings its own characteristic, its idiosyncrasy. So buttery from the cows, citrusy from the goat, and nutty from the sheep. So it's a complex but so creamy and decadent. It's delicious.
You know what I love about it is you can't quite put your finger on this cheese because it is not saying just one thing. Because of the blend of the 3 different origins of milk, it's complex, and you chase it saying, is that goat, is that cow, is that sheep? It's the ghosts of all.
Yeah, so you have this little je ne sais quoi there, and as you say, you need to stay connected to it. And I think this exercise has to stop you from thinking or doing anything else. You need to pay attention. And I love the fact that we really have a good opportunity to focus.
Yes.
And engage fully.
And that is also so important to bringing your whole self to wine so that you can engage your senses, because you miss so much if you don't bring your whole self to it in both cheese and wine. Which brings us to our third wine, the Disrupter, which is also a Grenache, but a straight Grenache. And as you can see, it's a red wine. But if I just go like that, you can see it's a fairly light red. And I find that these are very delicious for springtime. You can slightly chill them in the heat of summer. And it's got beautiful fresh raspberries with savoury herbs. Now,
Grenache is very special and a very food-friendly type of wine. What I'd like to do with you, Mary, put your nose just there when I crack it open. Because when you do that, the chemicals in there, or the milk that has started to transform as soon as the redness went in, it's never stopped. It in fact stops when you cut it, but until then. So when you do that, the molecules are just hitting your nose for the first time.
vaporizing.
So you want to be there and capture it. And see how, there's some sweetness, there's some nutty characteristics. This is an Etivaz, which is an old-fashioned Gruyere. So much so that this cheese is made the way Gruyere was made 300 years ago. Copper cauldron, a certain type of wood to heat up the cauldron and the milk and the curd, a certain type of cask. So the cahier des charges, I'm not sure how you say that in English, but all the things that they need to really tick in order to be a proper Etivaz. It's a very protected type of cheese. It's just the Gruyere, old-fashioned, traditional way. It is just so rich and deliciously complex.
I love the way you break that. I'm never going to forget that, because I think that that's a revelation for people to really smell their cheese in a more mindful way. That's terrific.
And also chew it, chew and chew and chew and breathe with your mouth open, because you keep sort of breaking little molecules in there, and it's sort of, wow, it's coming, the conversation is getting bigger and bigger and richer.
So you let it go around your mouth as you chew.
Yeah, try and get as many, touch all your taste buds if you can, and they're everywhere.
Yeah.
This is so good, Mary.
It's a good match, hey? We nailed that one, Valerie.
Yeah, definitely.
Great, that's a terrific partnership.
The Disrupter.
Our next wine. Now, I have to tell you about this exotic number here. This is the Oddball Saperavi. Saperavi is a variety most of you have not heard of. It is the world's most ancient grape variety. It hails out of the ancient area of Georgia, modern-day Georgia, which is under Russia. And if you can wrap your head around this, it goes back 8,000 years. They were growing Saperavi as a wild vine in Georgia. And we have planted it here in McLaren Vale, and it still behaves like a wild vine, believe it or not. It never wants to get fat and happy. It wants to stay lean and curl around a tree and find its way through the forest up to the sunlight. So it's a very interesting variety. Check out the colour. So dark. Look at that. Saperavi translates to the word ink or dye because of its incredible pigmentation in the skin.
Wow. And the nose.
And it has such an exotic character to the nose and the palate. Really spicy. Really spicy. I also smell like cassis and Indian spices.
Absolutely, blackcurrant,
Yes.
beautiful cassis.
What did we put this one?
Well, look at that. I think we
Wow,
chose
look at that
this one
cheese.
because we really put together. This is an Époisses from Burgundy, France. It's the reason why I called my shop the Smelly Cheese Shop.
Aha, this cheese
Yeah.
is the namesake.
That's the namesake.
Well, it lives up to its name.
And
There's a lot of cheese.
I've been here now about 30 years, and like 30 years ago, people would just think, you're going to be joking, there's no way I put that in my mouth.
Yeah.
Now, the Australian palate has evolved. I mean, I'm
Yes.
sure it evolved with the wine as well, and you feel like people's palate has changed over the years. But for us in the cheese world, it means that now people are less scared of those very pungent, very so spicy, and full of character. This is the cheese with character.
Yes.
I know you, the winemaker with character.
But this is not a shy cheese, is it? This is a cheese that has a lot to say.
Absolutely. And the more you stay connected with that, the more you pay attention to it. This is the cheese that's gonna really talk to you hours after you put it in your mouth. Like, let alone your fingers when you go home, you're gonna still don't wash your hands.
No, I feel as though this is the persistent cheese of the night.
The texture is so delicious. The smell is really like, I understand that people could be scared when they go, whoa, but see what it happens in your mouth. It's the texture is so beautifully gooey, and there's some sweetness. The milk is obviously very, very rich and very delicious. They wash that cheese with Burgundy brandy.
Oh wow!
So alcohol has been part of that cheese, which adds complexity. So this cheese it needs a partner with a real backbone.
Something to say. I feel as though that cheese has, they talk a lot about umami. I feel as though that has a wonderful umami to it as well as the sweetness.
Very much. It's very addictive, very attractive, addictive. Exactly the power of umami within that equations there.
And they really hold up together, don't they?
Yeah. The wine is really embracing that cheese as if to say, you'll be okay, calm down a bit. But it's nice. It's a nice, warm embrace.
Yes. Either of them could take over in their own right, but they actually get along really well together. So our last wine is the friend of this one that we have just had. It's the friend of the Oddball. It is called Blackout, and it is a fortified Saperavi. So think the same dark colour and some of the same characteristics, but fortified tawny port style, which is pretty unique. I have to say, I haven't tried another one.
Yes, quickly.
Check out the colour on that.
Wow. So when you mean fortified, you add a little bit of
Grape spirit, brandy spirit. Yeah. So we add that in so that it really is going to last the distance. And this, if you wanted to put something away for a very long time and forget about it, this is the wine to do it with, because you can go to your grave and this is still going to be drinkable. Different, huh?
Wow. This is sensational. And it's, without being over sweet, it's not overly sweet at all.
It's sweet, but it's not, isn't it? It's kind of got all of this beautiful background noise.
Acidity, beautiful. Oh, it's long and it's sort of stay there. It's delicious.
Sweet but savoury. What did we put this one with?
So it's this one I'm very proud of this one. This is a little Australian cheese that is made in Castelbelbo in Victoria by Long Paddock. And Long Paddock has been established by a French cheesemaker. And he won the best, he had a bronze medal at the beautiful French cheese fair there. So it's been recognized as
so it's had
really
a global recognition.
Global recognition alongside one of the other cheese, Yvon Larcher, who just received a beautiful medal from the French ambassador, rightly so. He's created 8 different cheese here in the for the Australian market. So it's sort of French cheese with Australian milk. So there's a little the cheese has probably the same accent as I do.
I like that.
But really explores really the quality of Australia.
Yeah.
And so it's a mix between Stilton and Le Dauvergne. So
gorgeous.
It has all the characteristics of the beautiful blue Stilton and blue cheese in general.
Yeah.
With the spices, the salt element, which I think this pairing can only. At this stage, with so much salt, you just can't complement it, so you need to contrast it. And I think it's a nice contrast because you don't need to sugar it too much. This must be.
What a great compliment that this is an Australian cheese too, and that you have chosen this for the
Oh my goodness.
last cheese tonight.
What a note to finish our night with. Oh,
This is a really interesting pairing because I would say this is a pairing where the two of them elevate each other in ways that they cannot be on their own.
like I know we've done that before, but it is just such a good pairing.
That really works, and it's beautiful to enjoy a blue cheese with something like this that is quite eccentric.
Yeah, finishing on that.
This has been such a joy, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm in the company of somebody who really is a master at what she does, and it's a joy to be here together, sharing this with you. Thank you. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.